Hello everyone, welcome back to the Data Gurukul. So in this series we are going to talk about how to load data into Snowflake table. Okay, when the data resides outside of the Snowflake network. Okay, so in this example, what I'm going to discuss. So in the Snowflake there is a term called stage. So stage is what? Basically, there might be two scenarios. We have some files which are available in internal Snowflake ecosystem, or there are files which are available into the external location. Okay, so that's why we have a term like external stage and the internal stage. So here, if I talk about this example here, we are interested to load this menu.csv file. Basically, this is a AWS S3 bucket. Okay, so here using the AWS S3, we have a service SF Quick Starts, and inside that S3 service, storage service, we have a bucket named Tasty Bytes. Inside this Tasty Bytes, we have a file menu.csv. So we are in interest to load this data into the Snowflake table. Okay, so this is what, and also this is one of the file. This is not into the AWS S3 area, but it is on my local machine. Okay, so I will also show you how to load local files from your local system to the Snowflake. We'll go into the manual way of doing so. We'll tell you about that. In case you are interested to learn more about the Snowflake, you can always refer this stage article here. Okay, everything is mentioned, internal and external stage. But just I'll quickly try to cover the external stage here in this case, where we are trying to refer file from the AWS S3 bucket. Okay, so first of all, we have to define a stage. Okay, so let's see. We'll do that. Just a minute. Okay, so here we can see we are defining a stage with the name of blob stage. This is the database name itself. We are defining this stage as a public. Okay, it could be public or private. You can get more information around this by referring that link. And here we are giving the URL for that stage. Okay, so like for in the S3 as a quick starts tasty bytes, this is the URL, and we are giving like file format is the CSV where we are interested. So as soon as we create any stage using this option, okay, so we can list out all the available directories inside this tasty bytes. Okay, so here we can see. So if I just try to list this stage using this option. Okay, so if I just run this command, so you'll get there are so many directories. Okay, see, after this tasty bytes URL, there are so many directories that are available here. There are so many files, but in this example, we are trying to ingest data in our one of the Snowflake table using uh, the menu.csv file. Okay, so what we will do, so in the real time scenario or in the projects, we always get requirement like, hey, there is a file into the external stage, that is a structure of file, so just load that. Okay, so for this purpose, as we were aware that file that we are going to load that have all these column information, like such kind of fields are there, like these are these number fields, varchar fields, and there is a variant or object field, kind of object field it is. Okay, it's a variant field. I'll show you the data of this once I'll get the data will get loaded into the table. And these are the metadata columns that I'm adding here. Okay, like what would be the file name, which was like in this table who had added or modified information, and what is the load date time. Okay, so I'll just create this table using this command. Okay, once it is there, so we can always see the content by just using this select command. Okay, like as we know, like it is having around 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 fields. Okay, so that's why I have already added this 11 placeholders here, like $1, $2. So all the columns, all the field that is appearing in that file, that can be listed using such syntax here. Okay, so and with each and every file you get some metadata information. Like if I switch back here, so if I just show you, so okay, I'll just run this one. So here inside this stage we have a folder called raw pos. Inside that is a directory menu. Okay, so if I just click that, so for this file it will tell us the file name, the size, this is a compression or the md5 number, and this is the last modified, like when this file was loaded into this stage area. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so I can just now, as I have the table, so using this command, like copy into the stage name, and using this select statement, so I can run the select statement also. If I just run this, so you will see I'm able to list all those columns here. Okay, see all the information here. This is the metadata information, the file name, this is the current timestamp. Okay, such kind of thing. Okay, so if I'm going to run this, so it will load data from stage to this table, stage menu. Okay, so data has been loaded. It will show like status is loaded, 100 row was passed, 100 was loaded. Okay, and there is no such errors, no error was seen here. Okay, these are very important things in the debug that we can discuss later, but for now you can see the data has been loaded. So if I just run a select here, it will show me all the information here. Okay, like this. See here, menu id, menu type, like the, if I just try to give a brief about the data, so here they are having some menu type information, like menu type 1, which is for the ice cream, and it is shown on this truck brand. Okay, region point, and they are having different items to sell. Okay, like lemonade, sugar cone, this is a beverage, this is a dessert, this is a such kind of thing. Such informations are there. They have information like what was the sale price and what is the cost of this particular item. So we can derive many information like what was the profit and each and everything. And this is the variant column. So in the Snowflake we have a data type called variant. Okay, which is used for storing semi structured information. Okay, so here, and this is the metadata information that was loaded. If you notice here, the for this modified date, this was the default value, that is the current user should be recorded here in this table. So that's why this is being recorded here. So we can see we have loaded data from external stage to the Snowflake, one of the Snowflake table. Now, how to configure external stage, that is, that in itself is a one other topic for which one session can be planned. In the real time scenario, it's not the developer or the data engineer who loads all this data, like who like configure all these options, like how to configure external stage, so that for the bulk loading data could be loaded into the Snowflake table. It's the always the admin or platform team which take care of all such activity. But yeah, definitely you should be aware of, and in upcoming session we can discuss about that. Okay, so till now we have loaded data from this menu.csv to the Snowflake table. Okay, so I'll stop this session here, and we will discuss in next session. Like just okay. For now, I'll just give a one more point. Add one more point here. Like in the upcoming session, we will discuss. Like suppose there is a one more file which is having what information like active menu brand. What does that mean? Okay, okay, let me cover that in this session only. Okay, so as we can see here, there are different brand names here. Okay, for the ice cream there was a brand name Freezing Point. For the barbecue, Smoky Barbecue. So suppose the business requirement is you don't have to consider all this data that are coming here, because the data could be on million, billion, or trillion counts. So you have to take care of data that is available for particular brand. Okay, so suppose we have defined a file. Okay, let me show you the file. Okay, suppose we have a file active menu brand.csv which is having information like the menu name and the brand. Okay, the menu type and the truck brand name. Okay, so it has been asked like you have to consider only this menu and brand info, brand records. Okay, so for that I have created another table. Okay, where I'm just creating this table. Okay, so it will store information, menu type, truck brand name and modified. Now this file is available on my local machine. Okay, so what I can do, I can just click on these three dots. It will give me the option of load data. Okay, now if you see here, for loading data into a Snowflake table, we have option either we can add data from stage. Basically, this is one of the internal stage that I was talking about, or we can just browse file. Okay, so this is a file. Okay, I've selected here. So here we can just select all the database because it will by default selected in which environment you are. Okay, and this is a table name. Okay, I'm going with the next option, default option. So it will tell me some information. Okay, so yeah, there were three columns, but two columns were matched. Okay, like menu time or truck brand name. Okay, it is showing us the data preview also. Third column it is not matching. Okay, there are other options like what is a file format. Okay, like if any error occurs, should we stop loading the data? Okay, or we should be continue. Like whatever the configuration we are showing, there is a SQL command here. Okay, inside Snowflake builds a default SQL for this file format and everything. File format is similarly the same thing that we are aware in the Oracle side also while dealing with external tables or external files. So yeah, we will cover that in the upcoming session. But for now, just to give a quick overview for this, so let's load this data. Okay, sorry, list expecting two but got three. Okay, that's an error. No issues. Okay, what was the error? Insert value list does not match column list expecting to. Okay, so let me just modify. Let me just remove that. Okay, let me just cancel that away. Let me just add with this basic one. I am interested in that previous table data only. So I was just about to show you. We will explore more around this. So let me just load the default data here. Next. Why it's again? Why it's again different? This it should not happen. Just a minute. Okay, this one. This table got created. Okay, next. Let me just change the table name. Brand test. Maybe it's having some cache problem. It happens to the Snowflake sometimes. Okay, test. I'll just refresh for the available tables here. Okay, this is here now. Load data, browse. Okay, next. See here, now it is not filling that extra column. Okay, so it's done here. So we can refer this table now here. So this was one of the way Okay, just to load data into the Snowflake. So it's just for the development, but like once you have file, then you can just again and again test your data, your loading, everything. And once everything is organized, like you are okay with the file format and everything, you can ask to put into some internal stage or the external stage option. So basically, this option is meant for that purpose. Okay. So in this session, we have covered things like stage. Okay, and we have discussed about the external stage. Okay, so you can just refer this article for all this. And we have discussed how you can list the data in any stage using this list command. Okay, so all those things are covered. Now, as we have all this information available, so in here into two tables. So in the upcoming sessions, we will discuss how to integrate information from those two tables, okay, from those two sources, and how we are going to derive a meaningful information, okay, that is required as per the business. Thank you everyone for your time, and have a great happy new year ahead. Okay, wish you all a very happy new year.